I guess I'm curious about looking back, what you feel proud of this year. We've kind of highlighted some of our favorite moments and some of our favorite pieces, but how do you feel this year went, V?
I am so excited about the direction that the show is taking. I think that it's really starting to crystallize its message and what it's about a little bit more. And if you go back to our early podcasts on our podcast apps, you'll see the original iteration of Secular Sexuality, which is hosted by Dr. Daryl Ray, and is this amazing primer on discussing sex and sexuality outside of a religious context. And we've kind of changed direction a little bit. We don't necessarily talk only about sex. In fact, a lot of our conversations revolve around other things like relationship styles and gender identity and interpersonal communication around, therapeutic topics. So I think that we're both expanding, but also really realizing that specific niche that we fill, and we're starting to fill it really well. I think I'm really excited to see where 2021 is going to take us in that regard.
Yeah, I think that is a important component of all of this, getting just sort of our feet under us. And yeah, we talked about the transition to online and how that impacted all of this. But I think that there's a lot to be proud of about sort of the tone or the message of the show. And it feels nice to have that maybe a little bit more sorted.
How about you, Christy? What's something that you really liked about this last year?
Just the caliber and the quality of the guests that we were able to bring in. It really is worth noting the remarkable relationships. I mean, as a sex therapist, I've already gotten to interview like some of my heroes. As a consumer of pornography, I've gotten to interview some of my heroes. Like it's pretty incredible the folks that we've been able to talk to. And, when we first started out, most of this show was just me going through my own black book and kind of twisting the arms of some of the sex therapists and relative experts that I know. But to go so close to the source has been really remarkable.
Oh my gosh, I know that I've learned so much this last year, just in terms of the kinds of people that we've brought on to talk about these. These are really pioneers in their fields, right? Where we're talking to people on the ground floor of some of these communities and some of these therapies and all of this. And I am just so lucky to be here. I also want to bring up, before we move on, that we are growing in terms of the community itself. I remember at the beginning of the year, we would have 20, maybe 30 live viewers per episode tops. And now we're consistently up there in the 60s and the 70s, which is like a 200% increase. So I'm pretty.
I didn't get into
pretty
this field to math,
that.
fee. That's not why we're here.
It's probably wrong anyway. So,
but
no,
it has been great to see it grow. Yeah, go on.
Oh yeah, no, the kind of conversations that are being had in the live chat and just the variety of people in the live chat, right? Like it's not one type of person. There are so many conflicting like ideas and identities and people finding each other in there. It's so wonderful to watch. And then the Facebook group, I want to make sure that we bring those up. We have a Facebook group, Secular Sexuality Fan Group. It's not necessarily a part of the ACA. It's by fans, it's for fans, but it's grown like crazy over this last couple of weeks and months, and I am just so stoked. I know a lot of our Mailbag episodes came from that Facebook group, so there's a lot of engagement going on online, and we have callers now, like every show, Christy. It's so exciting. There are people who actually want to talk to us on the air.
Yeah, I just want to mention quickly how many of the different guests and folks that we've been able to have on the show that are part of that Facebook group. And it is just remarkable for me to post something and to see all of these comments from folks that I so admire and that I felt lucky to have an opportunity to even interview once, and to watch this incredible community that our volunteers have put together and have worked really hard to moderate. I get a lot of the alerts whenever there's like something going on, but I don't actually do the work of like sussing through those issues and those arguments. And I am just incredibly grateful for the folks that do, that have worked so hard to help curate and maintain and grow a beautiful community that is just so full of people that I so admire and respect. So it's a beautiful thing and something that I'm really proud of. And you're right, V. Like we're getting consistent good callers, and it's just been great to watch the show turn into what it is now.
How about some things that you're looking forward to for next year? I know I've got a couple of things that I'm super excited about, but in terms of what 2021 has to offer, what are some things you're looking forward to, Christy?
Well, I don't mean to overstate it, but I have to say the idea of sitting in the studio, of not having to worry about my dog barking in the background of an episode. Don't listen too closely. That getting back into the studio space and being in the library, having people around, the community before and after, and even during the show is definitely something I miss and that I'm really excited to get back to. But also to say there are a couple of great guests that we've got kind of lined up, and I don't have any of the things nailed down to start naming names or whatever else, but I know that we not only have some really exciting new names coming in, but that we've been doing this long enough and we've built up enough relationships that there are some remarkable repeat folks that we're going to be able to see again. And that just feels incredible to have created a community and a situation where these remarkable experts would be willing to talk to us more than once, and that when we have a situation where somebody has to cancel or we're not able to do what we expected, our Rolodex, V, has gotten much deeper than it used to be, and it's amazing to have so many great people to call on.
Speaking of great people to call on, I'm super excited because some of the repeat hosts that you're seeing more and more of these last couple of months are going to be getting even more familiar with y'all. We are going to be kind of reviving that old AXP format, going back to the ACA's roots of introducing a couple more co-hosts to the equation. So we're always going to have like 4 or 5 people who are going to be on in different combinations and tackling these ideas together, hopefully in ways that always highlight their experiences and what they can bring to the table in terms of topic, in terms of guests, and in terms of callers. So 2021 is going to be exciting because you're going to get to see some well-known faces a little bit more, which is always a good thing here.
Definitely something to look forward to. Beyond that, is there anything on your radar, anything that you're hopeful for?
Honestly, Christy, I'm just excited to continue this journey with you. You've been a great co-host this last year. You've been prompt, guys. You don't know how much work Christy does behind the scenes too. Like, I'll show up and I'll do my part, and I'll forget a meeting here and there. But like, I can rely on this guy, Christy. You're awesome, and I'm excited to go into 2021 with you.
Yeah, and I'm excited about this role of helping manage and put everything together. The kind of big picture future of this thing feels really safe in your hands. So I'm super excited. I'm super grateful for everything that we've been able to build here, and for the remarkable folks that you don't see on the camera that have helped put that together.
Yeah.
As we said, that crew, that cast of characters has really expanded, and we're incredibly thankful for each of them.
Absolutely. All right. I want to make sure that we say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and everything in between. We are going to be doing something fun this upcoming week as well, because it turns out that the end of the year, Thursdays get a little busy. So our next show would fall on New Year's Eve. So instead of doing our regular live call-in show that week, next week we're actually going to be doing something super fun and exciting. It's kind of an inter-show get-together. So you're going to see people from all over the ACA, all the different shows, all those faces you know and love. So more on that soon. But we will be back live, ready to take your calls on January 7th, 2021. All right, Christy, you want to take us out last time in 2020?
Yeah, I guess so. Regardless of where you are or regardless of who you're with, we hope that you feel loved and surrounded during this holiday season. And that if you have the opportunity, that you should take a moment and give yourself a big old orgasm. Or better yet, give somebody else one.